Welcome to a walk around Hamleys, London, known as the largest toy store in the world, and this one is situated in Regent Street, and it is one of the oldest with a 262-year history. So there is something for everyone, as there are a total of 7 floors as shown here on the directory guide, not forgetting the basement of course. So when you first enter, you are greeted with mostly soft toys like teddy bears, wild animals, and you also get items for magic and souvenirs, and a lot of these are exclusive with the Hamleys brand. But my main focus is to go to the top 2 floors, which currently, like a lot of places, has a huge focus on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. So the Turtles craze is back like the 90s, and remember being a huge fan of the Turtles back then, seeing them everywhere, the merch, the figures in store. And I think these new releases are very much inspired from those 90s clamshells, just like the old Playmates. There's also the larger scale ones with the giant turtles from the original series, as well as the new one. And we also have some playsets, some fun versions of the characters, as well as the cosplay sets. Moving on, there's a large selection of bendy figs from the company The Noble Collection. And these are statue-like characters, as you're seeing here with the DC lineup. There is a mixture of both the comic and live-action based versions of the characters. And I think for the sculpts and also the price, it is very decent. Each one has its own individual artwork as well. And even though it is limited in terms of the articulation and accessories, I feel that these are more aimed for kids' toys or even just collector's items in the package. And just turning the corner, there are some sets for the 1960s Batman show, as well as the Jada Batmobile for the 2022 The Batman. And here's the rest of the DC merch with a mixture of more bendy figs, the mini versions, as well as mugs and bags. And just showing you more bendy figs available with a range of characters, not just DC, so you will find iconic characters where you may not see other companies doing, so this could be a chance to grab one of them. There's not much Star Wars promotion going on at the moment, but you'll always find something in store here, including some Lego box sets. And of course, Hamleys has a huge selection dedicated for Lego. Onto some glass displays, we have some vehicles, which is going to be prominent in Hamleys. So if you're looking to find cars, motorbikes, planes, this is the place to be. So the superhero ones you're seeing, of course, don't really make any sense. But as a concept, it is cool to see. So characters like Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Captain Marvel don't really need a car since they can fly. But the one that really interests me here is the Batman, which I think looks great. So here's a run through of the die-cast selection with the cars in both the larger scales to the smaller ones. We also have classic models to the new ones available too. And something exclusive to Hamleys is the public transport replicas. So this is the trademark of London with some trains, buses and taxis. And more figurines related to the City of London displayed in this cabinet. And just like road transport, there's also the aircraft model kits on display ranging from the different eras. And here are some more with the planes, the tanks, cars as well as lorries. Here's a quick round on the top 2 floors with a WWE selection mixed in with some random characters. There's not much as I expected, but this does vary from time to time. So at the moment, there is very limited stock. Also available in Hamleys is a selection dedicated to the Noble Collection. This is the replicas, souvenirs and board games based on a few selected movies, which will include Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter and DC. So here are some of the Dark Knight replicas, which are display only. I think by now they are sold out since they have been here for many years. This time they have thrown in some bendy figs on display, and this does give you an idea of what they look like out of the packaging. And not just the Dark Knight trilogy, there is more for the Justice League replicas like a Batarang, as well as the Trident, and we also have some keyrings. And more bendy figs shown for both the Batman and Robin. There's also a chess set based on Batman vs Joker, as well as merchandise for Harlequin, including one for the first Suicide Squad. There's also a Harry Potter collection with a sneak peek at the props like the brooms and the wands. Bear in mind later in the basement there's a lot more for Harry Potter. There's also more chess sets which are collector's items on display, so you can see one for the Hogwarts Harry Potter and also one for Lord of the Rings. Game of Thrones is also one added recently to the lineup, so there is a small section as well. Let's move on to the anime side, as there is a nice display here on the glass cabinets, and currently they are showing some for the Avatar, The Last Airbender, and we also have a selection for Gundam, as well as My Hero Academia, and there's also one for Dragon Ball, as well as the Naruto and One Piece lineup. And here's a look at the in-package toys. So we do have the popular card game brand, Yu-Gi-Oh! And here we do have some figurines. And these actually are quite prominent in the store. And then we also have some collections for the anime heroes with Naruto. And of course, for one of the biggest animes of them all, we have a Dragon Ball selection. So not just figures, we do have a mixture with some merchandise, as well as some statues. And then there's also the small figurines, as well as the model kits. And going back to more Gundam with some box sets available, and this is displayed as the new toys. So one movie getting plenty of promotion is Barbie. So this is the best time to bring back the famous doll. Fun fact, Barbie was one of the first toys to be made based on the human body. So there is a booth, there's a display, there's also plenty of dolls available on this big shelf. So plenty to see here. And here's a quick round off the top floors. Of course, I didn't show you all of them in detail, but there's plenty more toys for all ages. And finally, we're heading to the basement, which has a large selection for Harry Potter. So once you go down the stairs, you are greeted with a large Lego set. And there's plenty more with the merchandise, with clothes, figures, souvenirs. And there's also replicas on display. We'll also get figures for games like Fortnite, as well as a Gundam display with the box sets as well included. And it's not a toy store without Funko Pops, so they do have a large selection on display here. So most of it is DC and Marvel, so plenty of characters to pick from. And they've also included some with the playsets like the buildings, which I am seeing for the first time. I didn't know these existed. And they're even selling some with some exclusive t-shirts. And this is no doubt the largest Pop Funko in the store with a Rocket Raccoon. And to round off the whole store, we do have the fun and games with some Marvin's Magic, as well as an Xbox promotion at the moment. So this is my visit to Hamleys this summer. This is the current availability in store. Of course, it could all change by the next time you visit. Check out some of my other toy hunts in the links below, and thanks for watching.